Hi everyone, this is Elif again for a new tips video. Today I wanted to go a bit further in the new platform discovery and more precisely in our new comparison page and the new features it has. So as usual, you can find the comparison page on the left panel here. If you do not remember which sign is what, you can open the panel like this and close it again. So comparison is this one. So you click here, it will open the comparison page. So on the comparison page, by default, what will appear are all of your latest recordings. So let's say today I recorded 5 horses. The 5 horses will appear by default on my comparison page. If ever they did not do exactly the same works, did not work on the same track, it's not that much comparable, I can remove some of the horses from my list by clicking on the little cross here directly. So this is what you'll have by default. But let's say today I'm Monday and I want to compare all the gallops from last Saturday, right? I can click on select a day to be compared. And from here, I'll be directly able to choose the day I want to compare. So let's say last Saturday. I click on OK, and it will compare all of my trainings from Saturday. So this is quite useful when this way you do not have to choose every training from Saturday, which you had to do on our previous platform. Here you can directly choose the day to be compared. Here I did not I did not record any trainings on Saturday, which is why we don't have anything, but you'll have your trainings from Saturday if you click on that date. And otherwise, if I want to choose directly the individual trainings to add in my comparison, I click on Add Trainings. And from here, I'll be able to choose. It's pretty much what we had on the previous platform as well. But let's say I want to compare all of the latest trainings of my horse to see his evolution, all of the latest similar trainings, of course. We always want to compare apples with apples. So I select all of the different trainings of my horse. If ever I want to compare it also to one similar horse who did a similar work to see where my horse really is compared to the others, I can also add another one in the comparison. And then I go back on my comparison page and it will update with the trainings I've chosen. So from here, it's pretty much the same we had before, the trainings compared. So that's always pretty cool, I think, to compare the horses like this. But what is very nice on this new platform, the new feature is that in the past, by default, you had all of your key parameters that were compared. And you could not really choose the parameters that were compared every time, except by going back on your settings and modifying your key parameters. Here you have the option to directly modify the parameters that are compared. The ones you'll have by default are, of course, your key parameters. But if, let's say, my horses worked on, let's say, a kilometer today, and I want to check what the best 1,000 meters are, I will directly type here and choose the parameter I want to put in my comparison, and it updates right away. So I think it's super, super useful because sometimes, depending on the work, you do not always want to see the same parameters. So here you'll be able to modify super easily the parameters compared. And let's say I want to see another recovery parameter here, not the fast recovery, but rather, let's say the time to 55%. Do we have that? Yeah, time to 55%. I do not want to see the heart rate at the end in beats per minute, but rather in percentage. I can choose it like that. And same for the locomotion. If, for example, on that day I did not go at 60 kilometers per hour, it was a slightly slower work for the horses, but I still want to compare their locomotion, right? I can change and not look at it at 60, but at, let's say, 50. And same for the other locomotion parameter. So here I will choose the strut length at 50. So you see, very easy to change the parameters compared and very, very useful. I hope you will be able to play a bit with it to see what it looks like, and I hope it was useful for you. Um, I will be happy to see you again in a new video in a couple of weeks to go over some other new features of the platform. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye bye.